Have you noticed that a lot of posts on social media and reporting is starting to come out that LeBron James may consider retiring after this season, and he never wanted a retirement farewell tour? Even if he comes back for next season, he doesn't want a farewell tour. Why do you think that is?
LeBron James just made a decision that shocked the entire basketball world. He reportedly does not want a retirement farewell tour. No goodbye games. No standing ovations in every arena. No emotional final lap like legends before him. And at first, the media tried to spin this as humility, like he's simply avoiding the spotlight. But here's the reality. There's actual data that tells a completely different story. A recent nationwide study tracked fan sentiment across social media, and the results were brutal. LeBron wasn't just disliked. He was ranked the most hated NBA player in America. In fact, he topped the list in 24 different states. So ask yourself this. If nearly half the country views you negatively, would you really want a farewell tour where entire arenas might boo instead of celebrate?
That hump.
The hump, for sure. Come on now, like I'm not gonna play another 23 years. That's for damn sure. And I'm not gonna play another 10. So I'm definitely gearing up to where the end is. I'm not there yet, but I'm super blessed to be able to, sit here. Like I said, you said year 23, another signature shoe. I done picked up golf. Listen, guys, every time I pick up something new does not mean retirement. It's like.
So now the real question becomes, why did LeBron suddenly change his stance on a farewell tour? Because his earlier comments don't match what we're hearing now. A few months back, when asked about retirement, LeBron gave a very different answer. He said he hadn't even thought about a farewell tour yet. After everything 8 straight finals runs, the physical and mental toll. He didn't even expect to still be playing this deep into his career.
He'd last this long.
It was 8 years ago when we talked and you said that you didn't have anything left to prove. And then, of course, you become scoring champ, you won a title, you played with Bronny. But is there something that still keeps you going? And then also, if this is it, LeBron, you didn't have a goodbye tour. Why wouldn't that have been important to you?
To answer your first question, if you want me to be completely honest with you, 8 years ago, when I left to go to LA, I would have, if you would have asked me, would I still be playing in 2026, I would have said no. After going to 10 straight finals, or 8 straight finals, what is it? Eight straight finals. After going to 8 straight finals and with all the energy and all the mental toll and the physical toll that it took on me and obviously my teammates, for Miami, for here. If you would have asked me if I was going to be playing 8 years later, I'd have said no. There's no way I could have foreseen that. A couple more years, yeah. I can go on and play at a high level for a couple more years, but 8 years, no. I don't really, I have not even thought to the point of like a farewell tour or whatever the case may be, because I haven't had the conversation with myself and my family on when it's over. So that has not even, I think that would come after.
Then he said he hasn't even thought about a farewell tour because he hasn't had the conversation with himself.
At the time, his explanation sounded reasonable. He said those decisions would only come after he sits down with his family and truly figures out when he's ready to retire. Fair enough, right? But now, suddenly, there's a wave of reports all saying the same thing. LeBron has already told people close to him that he doesn't want a farewell tour. That's a major shift.
Retirement tour.
Media platforms and major accounts are starting to report that LeBron James doesn't want a farewell tour. And some major mainstream sports media reports are coming out as well, all at the same time now, that LeBron James does not want a farewell tour.
Basketball forever.
And that's where things get interesting. Because historically, NBA legends embrace these moments. Michael Jordan had one. Kobe Bryant had one. Dirk Nowitzki had one. Dwayne Wade had one. These weren't just farewell tours, they were celebrations. Standing ovations. Tribute videos. even rival fans showing respect one last time. So for LeBron to reject that? That's not normal.
The number one most disliked player in the NBA. It's LeBron James. And if you think this is racial, guess what? People from all different colors and all walks of life don't like LeBron. Based on his antics on the court, based on his lack of intelligence, and based on the way he gets involved in political issues before doing the research. LeBron can tell you the stats of every basketball player, every three-point shot, every defensive player, and every rebound, but he can't seem to get the stats, but he can't seem to understand stats for the police. Nobody gives LeBron a harder time than Charles Barkley.
Because let's be honest, this is the same LeBron who turned the decision into a primetime TV event. The same LeBron who had a massive welcome party in Miami. Avoiding attention has never really been his style. So what changed? That same study might have the answer. Using social media data, analysts tracked negative sentiment across the country, and LeBron came out on top. 24 states where he's viewed most negatively. For comparison, Kyrie Irving had 18 states. James Harden had just 3. Kevin Durant also had 3. Russell Westbrook and Paul George had only 1 each. That's not even close. Which raises a serious question. Is LeBron avoiding a farewell tour because he doesn't want the attention? Or because he knows exactly what kind of reaction he might get?
Saying at the highest at 41 years old. You think I'm gonna do that? Being in Memphis on a random ass Thursday. I'm not like the first guy to even talk about it in the NBA. Like we all like, you guys have to move. Just go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got the NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too?
Yeah, Predators.
Yeah. Like they got everything.
Doesn't look like LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chance was in 2003 if they would have won the lottery to give me that. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up.
The more I think about and see that video of LeBron talking about I'm 41 years old. Why would I be in Memphis? The more ticked off I get, because aren't you from Akron, Ohio? Talking about multiple NBA guys have been like, they need to just move the team to Nashville. They already have a hockey team over there. My brother in Christ, you're from Akron, Ohio. Like, this is no shade to Akron, Ohio. This is all shade to LeBron James.
So at this point, LeBron James isn't just a controversial figure in the NBA. He's in a category completely by himself. We're not talking about normal criticism anymore. We're talking about measurable, consistent negativity, the kind that shows up across multiple states, across multiple platforms, over a long period of time. And what stands out the most? It's not even close. Other stars like Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant get criticism too. But nothing on this level, nothing this widespread. LeBron isn't just leading in that category. He's dominating it. Now compare that to Michael Jordan, because when we talk about farewell tours, that's the gold standard. Jordan's final season with the Chicago Bulls wasn't just a retirement run. It was a full-blown global event. Every arena he walked into became a tribute. Every game felt historic. Fans didn't show up to hate. They showed up to witness greatness one last time. Even people who had spent years rooting against him put that aside. That's what made it special. It wasn't about teams anymore. It was about legacy. Now, of course, social media didn't exist back then, so we can't measure sentiment the same way. But we do have polling data, and it tells a very clear story. In 1998, Jordan reached 19% as America's favorite athlete. A number that's almost unheard of today. Think about that for a second. In a country full of stars across multiple sports, nearly 1 out of every 5 people picked Jordan as their favorite. That's not just popularity. That's dominance. And it didn't happen once. He topped national favorite athlete rankings for 6 straight years. 6. That level of consistency tells you everything you need to know about how he was viewed. Not just as a player, but as a figure in sports culture. And even decades later, that respect hasn't faded. A 2020 fan poll still showed Jordan leading comfortably in almost every major category. From overall greatness to off-court impact to GOAT status. That's long-term admiration. That's legacy strength. Now put that next to LeBron's situation today. On one side, you have Jordan. Widely respected, widely admired, almost universally celebrated at the end. On the other, you have LeBron. Arguably just as great on the court, but far more divided in public perception. And that difference matters. Because farewell tours aren't just about performance. They're about how people feel about you. And here's the reality. If LeBron announced a farewell tour tomorrow, it wouldn't be a universal celebration. It would be mixed. Some arenas would absolutely show love, especially places tied to championships and big moments. But others? Different story. Go into a market like Boston Celtics fans. That crowd isn't suddenly turning into a standing ovation. And in today's era, reactions don't stay inside the arena anymore. Everything gets amplified. A single moment becomes a viral clip. A chant becomes a trending topic. A sign in the crowd becomes a headline. That's the risk of a modern farewell tour. You're not just performing for fans in the building. You're performing for the entire internet. And LeBron understands that better than anyone. He's been at the center of the media spotlight for over 2 decades. He's one of the most discussed, debated, and analyzed athletes ever. He sees the criticism. He hears the narratives. So when reports say he doesn't want a farewell tour, it's probably not as simple as he doesn't want attention. Because historically, that's never really been his approach. This feels more strategic, more controlled. Because a farewell tour means giving up control of the moment. And letting every arena, every fan base, and every headline shape your final chapter. And if the reaction is split, that becomes part of your legacy. So instead of risking that, there's another option. Walk away quietly. No unpredictable crowds.